Hey, good day, everybody. Welcome back to our Chavruta sessions, live from Jerusalem with Rabbi Chaim Goldberg of the Noahide World Center. We're just waiting for him to arrive in the Google Meets. He's opened the meeting room, so let's just pop right in there and say hello to the group. So far, there we go. So far, we've got Vincent and Helen and Martina and our friend Bart. Always good to be with you guys. Have you guys been enjoying Hanukkah or doing anything specific during Hanukkah? I went last weekend and had a dinner up at Angelica's house with her and her husband and a couple other friends, and she lit the first night of the Hanukkah candles. And anyways, it was always nice to get together, and such a joy. I don't know if you guys, anybody there, want to share anything they've done during the week, or yes, no? I mean, it's not mandatory or anything, but, just if, we'll always try to, make the world a better place and work on our own little communities one way, shape, or form. And I know Angelica joins the class regularly, and she's always trying to have get-togethers, and it's a joy. She only lives about 30 kilometers away from me, so it's not too far. Just on the other side of the lake from me, and it's a joy to be able to connect with people in your area. It's nice. But I did speak to Rabbi Goldberg, messaged me earlier. He is definitely on for today, so I'm looking forward to that. I know is it day 8 of Hanukkah or last day of Hanukkah? There's the rabbi. No, it's still tomorrow night, so today's the 7th day. Shalom, Rabbi. So good to be with you. I'm going to turn the class over to you, Rabbi, and let's just pin you in the large screen so everybody can see. And Rabbi, so good to be with you. How's everything in Jerusalem? How's Hanukkah been there? Oh, I can't hear your voice. We can see you clear, but we can't hear you. Nope. Oh, Vincent says he can hear you. I can't hear you. I'm not getting anything. I tested everything before. Let me see if I put... let's see if I put... I'm going to play just something on Facebook just to make sure my audio's coming through. I checked it earlier and seemed to be fine. Yeah, my audio works on my end, but I'm not hearing anybody. Can anybody say something? I've got everybody seems to be on mute. Let me see here. Oh, wait. Always allow. Okay, I should be able to hear you now. There you go. Okay, Rabbi. So sorry about that. That was on my end. Google. Go ahead, Rabbi. Yeah.
Excellent.
All good.
So we can start. Yeah. You can see the small candles in behind of me. It's okay, but this is how it's working. We have small candles, but even a very small candle of light can defeat a lot of darkness. You can go to a very dark room and small light, everything is vanishing. What is the situation? The situation is that we are still in a very big war that is not ending. At this point of time, we have a bit of a ceasefire. I will call it like that. It's a bit something there. It's not 100%, with the full situation of war, but it's not easy. It's not easy. This is what we have. We're breathing. I have one of my son-in-laws is already for more than 2 years in the army. And the family, it's very hard. It's very hard for the family. Okay, you have 3 kids. He's young guy. It's not easy. This is life. I wanted first of all, it's still Hanukkah, okay? I made a mistake, but because I promised, so I'm here. I'm not sure that I will be able, I won't be disturbed in another half an hour or something, but let's learn something to maintain the continuous of what we're doing. I want to speak about something that the truth is that it's related also with a good question that Bart asked me. I'm not allowed to say everything, so I will say only the principle that he had, and it's a good one. Basically, he asked me what gave Joseph the strength of living in the situation in those bad days that he had. Okay, it's okay how I said it, Bart, right? It's a good question. It's a good question like that. I think it's a very good one. And it's a question how exactly we're passing the bad days that we have. And everyone have times or period of times that are not the best times of his life. It could be with the finance issues, it could be with the healthcare issues, it could be with the relations inside family, with brothers, with others, we are all passing. Life is not always milk and honey, as we say in English. It's also from time to time, other things. So first of all, just to acknowledge the situation of creation is already bringing us to a crisis of not everything is fine. I will show this for a moment inside the verses. Now, because we are so, I will say, regular to the verses, so we're not managing to see that it's happening. But even if we're opening the Bible, in the beginning of the Bible, the chapter 1 of the Bible, the first two verses, let me share the screen so you will see it also. Only the first two verses you will see that already we're speaking about the crisis. Okay, here it is. You can see it with me. Dan, I'm asking you to read only the first. You know what? The first verse. Let's start. The first verse.
Genesis 1:1. In the beginning of God's creation of the heavens and the earth.
That's it. Now, when we say that God created something and God the Almighty, He have no disabilities. Everything He can do. Everything is supposed to be fine and fixed. Nothing is, I will say, stopping Him from doing the best thing that He can do. So the next verse is supposed to be that everything was fine. But Bart, read please the second verse.
The earth was astonishingly empty, and darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the water.
It's amazing. Now, because we all know those verses, we don't care, okay? We're reading it in a regular way. But when you think about this for a moment, how come or what happened that this big, I will say, creator that have no disabilities and nothing can stop him from doing the best of the best, what's happening is something that astonishingly empty, darkness, face on the deep, there's water, okay, and what is happening here? And the truth is, the answer is that by doing a creation, by creating something that is outside of God, it's already in the position that something here is not good. And it will be a very big surprise at the end of the sixth day that God will say, now that I reorganized everything, everything is good. We will see later on that God is saying that man by himself, it's not good also. He's supposed to be with his soulmate, okay? But we need to understand, when God is creating something, the creation, because of the separation of God, it's outside of God, okay? It's something else from God. So something there is missing. And the badness is coming from there. At the beginning, we don't have lights. then God is doing the light. It's not the light that we know. The light that we know is only on day 4. Here's something else. It's more, in Hebrew you say, but also in English, I see this in a different light, in a different way, different understanding. The light is also connected with understanding. Okay, so here in the first day, God is creating the knowledge, not only the light that we know, or the light that we can measure in the science. This will come on the 4th day. But we need to understand that this is where things are hard. And it's a good question to ask ourselves, how exactly we can pass the days of the hard days, or the timing that we have that is not fluidly passing with us. And each one of us have those days. It could be a one day, and it also could be a period of time. And the question that about us is a very good one. And he asked it about specifically about Joseph. Now, about Joseph, I will give an answer, but it's much easier. But we can learn from Joseph exactly how we can also live in a different way. Okay? Why in Joseph it's a bit different? Because Joseph, from the beginning, he have, I will say, some sort of a how do I call it in English? Vision where things are going. From the beginning, he have the vision. And because he have the vision, he's keeping it, I will say, inside himself, even though there will be a time that he will forget this vision. But he will forget this vision only in a different stage. Let me show it this to you, so it will be clear. Okay, I won't speak in codes. We'll speak in something that inside the. So let me share again the screen with the Genesis, and we will see it inside. You can see my screen, right? Let's go for a moment to the continuous, where I will say the story of the Hebrew nation is running there. Let me see that I'm in the right place. Oh, come on, close it. So this is not. No, let's go one chapter before that. Okay, another one. I'm in chapter 37. Okay. When we're starting here, Dan, can we hear you clear so you can read it for us, or there's still the noise there?
No, I'm okay at the moment.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but we can hear you twice.
I don't know what's causing that. It's not on my end. If I mute, then you can't hear me at all, right? See, now you can't hear me, right?
Now we can't hear you.
Well, yeah, I can only turn it on or off.
Okay, so Bart, is it okay that you will read it? It's okay. We'll give
Okay.
Bart. We can't hear you. We can't hear you clear.
You can hear me?
Bart, we can hear you. Yes.
And what do I read?
Read verse 1, and then we can jump to verse 3. 1 and 3. This is enough.
Okay. Jacob dwelt in the land of his father's sojournings, in the land of Canaan. And Israel loved Joseph more than all his sons, because he was a son of his old age, and he made him a fine woolen coat.
We see here that the continuous of Jacob is Joseph. This is in his eyes, okay? And then, never mind all the story behind the scenes, and all of his brothers was jealous on him, and they hated him and everything else. We know that. And they even hated him more. And why of that? Because of the dream. So let's read for a moment the dream in 5, 6, and 7, and 8. Okay, please.
And Joseph dreamed a dream and told his brothers, and they continued to hate him. And he said to them, "Listen now to this dream which I have dreamed. Behold, we were binding sheaves in the midst of the field, and behold, my sheaf arose and also stood upright, and behold, your sheaves encircled it and prostrated themselves to my sheaf. So his brothers said to him, Will you reign over us, or will you govern us? and they continued further to hate him on account of his dreams and on account of his words.
When he's young, when he's feeling comfortable, when he's feeling safe, when he's feeling inside his family, he is dreaming that he's going to govern them. Okay? In a moment, I'll show you. He forgot it. He forgot those dreams. But at this point of time, he's dreaming those things. And then you have another dream. Okay? Let's read verse number 9 and to see the reaction of his father. Please, 9 and 10, please.
And he again dreamed another dream, and he related it to his brothers. And he said, Behold, I have dreamed another dream, and behold, the sun, the moon, and 11 stars were prostrating themselves to me. And he told it to his father and to his brothers, and his father rebuked him and said to him, What is this dream that you have dreamed? Will we come, I, your mother, and your brothers, to prostrate ourselves to you, to the ground?
So the sun is the father, the moon is the mother, and the stars are the kids, right? And he's saying it can't be, it won't happen because the mother is already dead. And please, stop those things, stop those words, those dreams or something. It's nonsense. Don't speak about them anymore. But his father kept this idea. Okay, he was waiting that it will happen. So now, when Joseph is going to run for another 13 years, okay, in a moment we will jump and we will see it. Another 13 years, his father is suffering. He have, I will say, a vision in front of him that he remembered those dreams, and he knows that there will be, I will say it like that. He is very certain inside himself that it's going to be also a happy end to this story. It's one of the things that kept him on. Okay, and but there will be a time that he will forget everything, and I want to show this to all of you. Okay, there will be a time that he will forget everything. He will forget the dreams. He will forget his father. He will forget everything. He will say to himself, that's it. I'm not part of the Hebrew people. Let's jump to this chapter. It's in, I think it's in 42 or 43. In a moment we'll see. No, it's 41. In 41, we have also the dreams of Pharaoh. Pharaoh is also dreaming. Okay, Pharaoh was dreaming. Maybe we'll speak about a few words about those dreams. But before that, okay, after he's dreaming, they have no explanation to the dreams of Pharaoh, and he's calling to all of his servants, all of his smart people, whatever it is, and they have no good explanation to his dreams. Okay, weird dreams, and there is the servant that is saying there, okay, that I was in the prison and there was a very young boy there that knew how to solve the dreams. Okay, and what he said, it happened, and then Pharaoh sent to call to Joseph, and Joseph came in front of him, and Joseph suddenly in one day is moving from being in the jail after a few years that he was sold, okay, to become a servant because his brothers threw him to this place, and then he was the master, the wife of the master, tried to rape him, and he ran away, and he was being to be blamed, so he was also thrown to the jail. So he was from one place to another place. It was really hard times for him, and suddenly in 24 hours, he's standing in front of Pharaoh, and Pharaoh is declaring that he is secondary to Pharaoh. Think about this for a moment, okay? Think about a young boy that from the age of 17 is being held in the United States as a servant. He doesn't have any identity. He came from a foreign country, okay? He came from Venezuela to the United States. We know what's happening today, okay? And then he's sitting there for a few years, and he's even being accused for all sorts of things that he didn't do. And suddenly they're running him in front of Trump, okay, the president. And in 24 hours, Trump is saying to him, "You're going to be my vice president." This it's too much. I will call it like that. It's too much for someone to accept this suddenly different stage that you're becoming. And the verses are saying to us, okay, that Joseph really became. I said to Joseph, since God gave you to know all of these, there's no one of us understanding and wise like you, and you're going to be my secondary, okay? And he took him and they called up in front of him, okay? This is the king's patron, okay? Fair enough. So we know that, and then we have now let's read for a moment. Verses 50 and 51, please. Bart.
To Joseph were born 2 sons before the year of the famine set in, whom Asenat, the daughter of Potiphera, the governor of On, bore to him. And Joseph named the firstborn Manasseh, for God has caused me to forget all my toil and all my father's house.
He forgot everything. It's written down. One of the kids that he is calling is under the understanding, that's it. I got disconnected from my family. It's written down, right? You know what's happening usually when we have a vision. And now I'm saying here something that you need to know. This is how it's working. Okay. When we have a vision and we're working under this vision, and not always it's easy to take out our vision outside, okay, to bring the vision to reality. And at the beginning we have a lot of I will say the first time we have a lot of things that are disturbing us, bothering us, not giving us the possibility, and we're still insisting. There will be a time that we will manage. And usually when we manage, this is where we're starting to forget the vision. When everything is comfortable, this is where the vision is not it's not a big vision anymore. Okay, we're suddenly there. What is a vision? Vision is something very far from us. We want to achieve it. We achieved something similar, almost, whatever it is. So we're starting to forget from where we came. Now, it was published a few days ago that Elon Musk became the most rich person in this world because he has billions and billions of money. I don't know why someone needs so much money. It's for him, for his next coming 50 generations, if it will stay with him. By the way, I can show you in this class, there are also different situations where things are moving on. Who said that this money will stay for his kids? I don't know. Never mind. But, when you suddenly, you're coming to a stage where you getting more and more, you're getting, I will say, it like fat in yourself, and you're forgetting everything. Everything is on the kind of comfortable zone. When exactly can we take out from ourselves the main powers? When it's hard, not when it's very easy. And this is what's happening with Joseph. Suddenly he forgot everything. And when he's going to remember everything, it's everything is written down very clear. Okay. If we're going on to the next chapter, let's continue on to the next chapter. You will see that he's saying that he will remember everything. Okay. Now read verse number 1. Okay. Jacob
saw that there was grain being sold in Egypt. So Jacob said to his sons, "Why do you appear satiated?
Okay, and behold, go to Egypt." And he's sending all of his brothers. And now our sages are saying that they had a lot of guilt in their heart for selling Joseph. So what did they do? They went inside. There were 10 kids. Okay, Joseph is the 11, and Benjamin in the beginning didn't went down to Egypt with him. So there were 10 people, and there were also 10 gates going inside to Egypt. So each one of them came inside to Egypt from a different gate to try to find Joseph. And they asked people, and people didn't know about Joseph anything. And they came together one to each other, and they said, we didn't find any Joseph. We didn't find him. We don't know where he is. Because they said to themselves, if we are already going to Egypt, so we need to take him outside from there. And they didn't find him. So let's see for a moment what is happening, okay, when they meet one each other suddenly. Okay, can you see? You can see it, right? Please read verses 7 and 8.
And Joseph saw his brothers, and he recognized them. But he made himself a stranger to them, and he spoke to them harshly. And he said to them, where do you come from? And they said, from the land of Canaan, to purchase food. Now, Joseph recognized his brothers, but they did not recognize him.
Read also verse 9.
And Joseph remembered the dreams that he had dreamed about them. And he said to them, you are spies. You have come to see the nakedness of the land.
So suddenly he is, I will call it, he is remembering, right? Suddenly he's up, poof, okay, and now I remember my vision. What's happening here? Okay, I can explain a few things. Why not to say just straight ahead, I'm Joseph, why to wait? You know what happened there? I will say to you something, I don't know if you ever thought about this idea, but I think one of the ideas, the explanations that we have, if we're going back to the Abraham family, okay? Abraham have 2 kids, right? Who are the kids of Abraham? Isaac and Ishmael. One of them is being neglected, and only the other one is staying. Who is being neglected? Ishmael, the firstborn, right? Isaac is staying. Okay, Isaac also have 2 kids, Esau and Jacob. Okay, and who is being neglected? Esau, the firstborn. Joseph is saying to himself, I know that my father loved me, but it's the same story that Isaac loved Esau. And who sent me to my brothers to speak with him? My father. So it was something that they all organized together. They neglected me. This is what's happening in my family. Always one of the kids, even though that the father loves him and everything else, is being neglected. The only person that can explain to me if I'm being neglected or not is the one that stayed with my father. Think about this. For years, he was being in the jail, he was being, as a servant, and he was asking himself, my father is part of this thing that sold me, or it was only my brothers? How can he know? I need to speak with Benjamin in 4 eyes. I can't do it with him. He will tell me what is really happening with my father, not my brothers. My brothers, I don't know. They won't tell me the truth. We're starting to see what's happening here. But at the beginning, when he understood like that, he said to himself, okay, I need to forget my father, everything. And he forgot everything. He was busy too much with his thing. He didn't thought about his destiny, about his vision anymore. He threw it out. He had a lot of excuses why to throw it out. What held him when he was in the jail, what held him when he was occupied as a servant, was those dreams. But when he managed, he said to himself, so most probably I'm not supposed to be there anymore. You with me, Bart?
I was thinking, I do not have dreams like Joseph.
What?
I do not have dreams like Joseph had. Joseph had dreams just I'm thinking, huh? So I have not this vision.
No, I will say it differently. I will say it differently. I think that let me be very clear, and I think that it's related to everybody who is sitting in this room and all those who are listening also. And I want to tell you that there are a few hundreds of people that are listening after that to this lesson. Okay, I don't know who is inside, who's outside. This is things that Dan is organizing, and it's okay. I'm trusting Dan everything for 100%. Everyone who is sitting in this room, everyone who is learning, okay, is part of a searching journey inside himself because of something that is driving him to the truth. We all remember everything he is running in those chapters according to the dreams. Joseph is dreaming, and then the servants inside the jail will dream, right? The two dreams in the servants of Pharaoh that are dreaming, and Joseph is solving their dreams, and then Pharaoh is dreaming. Everything is running through the dreams. The dreaming, and I think that we spoke about this on the Kuzari classes. Also, the Kuzari is being a book that is being held on a dream. Okay, the Kuzarian dream in a way like Jacob did it. Okay, but this is something that is driving us, and we can find ourselves in crisis times where we have difficulties in the family with someone that is very illness or whatever it is, and we becoming the anchor. How do you say the anchor? Yes, of the boat of the family, because we know exactly where we want to go, how it's going to be. Are we going to accept everyone here, even though they're feeling or they're saying or they're thinking in a wrong way? It's happening. I know more and more people that it's happening to them. So maybe it's a time maybe to sit down with ourselves and to say to ourselves, okay, so how do we see this happening more in the Latvian community? Okay, the Baltic countries, how it's happening more in the United States, how it's happening more in Africa there, okay, or in the places where it's the places near Africa. How it's happening more in Europe. In Europe, we have a big problem today, I think. Okay, there are places in Europe that I think in another 15, 20 years, it's going to be very Islamic places. Also today, it's amazing. Also today, it's hard to do to do outside, the Christmas Eve, because the Islamic people are doing hard things in a lot of places, not in the Baltic places, by the way. The Baltic were very smart from the beginning not to accept too many Arabs. I think that the Arabs also didn't want to come to the Baltic. It's very cold there. And you need to drink a lot of alcohol, and it's against the Islamic religion. You can't survive without the alcohol in the Baltic countries, right? No, but the truth, I really think this is the truth. We all do have a dream. If we want to have a dream, it's when you think about this for a moment, you're saying to yourself, it is a bit crazy what we're doing. Now, I admire that. I think that it's amazing. I'm saying this not more than once. It's like Jethro. All the world saw that the Hebrew nation went out from Egypt, but only one person came to the Hebrew people, because he did with himself something very, very important, very inside, so he changed himself. Fair enough. But all the world saw that. Also, all the world saw now that the Hebrew nation came back to their homeland. And the Germany that 80 years ago put us in the gas chambers and everything else, today is buying from us in billions of millions, okay, how to protect themselves from the Russians. Do you know those things? It's all being on the papers. We all know that. And you're saying to yourself, what? 80 years ago, they killed us like in the machine. You know, when you think about this, it's unbelievable. Okay, the human being is the only one who can build up factories that will kill people. Think about this for a moment. What happens? Okay, 6 million people in the 2.5 years. It's it's sometimes there were days more than one, something like 4 or 5 months of there were 40,000 people per day that were killed in Auschwitz. 40,000 people. You know what it is? It's twice in its stadium. 40,000 people in one day, and the next day, and the day after that, and the day after that, for 3.5 months like that. The rest of the time it was a bit less, but not more. Okay, and 80 years after that, the German government is coming to us saying sorry and buying from the Hebrew nation the missiles and everything else to rescue themselves or to shield themselves against the Russians. So all the world can see that, but not everyone is resonating with himself to try to find and to understand maybe things are here a bit different than what I've learned all my life. And all of you here are a good, I will say, testimony for how much it's hard to move like Jethro and to start to think differently and to try to find the new way because of this dream that we have to change the world. You with me, Bart?
Yes.
Don't estimate yourself in a low way. Never estimate yourself. No one next to me can estimate himself in the low way. It won't happen with me. I won't let you. Right, Helen? I won't let you. The next, maybe the next thing that we need to explain is that this ability. Okay, there is a very big question inside the science that they're asking: what is the uniqueness of the human spice if you compare this to the animals? What is the uniqueness of the human? What we call the human spice, okay? What is the uniqueness? Why are basically we animals, but what is bringing us or what is showing the uniqueness? So one explanation that the science is giving, that you will never see a human being, all the cultures of the human being is putting something as clothing on themselves. It could be only a feather, on the head, but always, all the human being, always putting something on themselves. You will never see animals putting on themselves any kind of clothing. Interesting point of view, right? Again, I'm saying, if you will go to Africa or to other places, you will see that they're naked, and they're putting only one feather here, or the Indians, or but every human being, okay, always is putting on themselves something. This is one of the definitions, okay. One of the definitions, okay, there's a very big debate. If you do a research today, and by the way, it's also a very interesting thing that everything is changing in front of us with AI. We can speak about this. It's not the issue now. If you want, I will send you an interesting protocol that I wrote down about this issue, about the AI and what's happening today. But this is something else. I'm not teaching it this here now. I'm not speaking about this now. There is another understanding, but you can go to the AI to ask, what is the uniqueness of the human spice? And say, what is the differentiation between us and the animals? So our sages are saying that we also have a free will. Okay, the animals don't have free will. They're working like they have a chip inside their brain, and each animal is working in the same chip always. Okay, so this is what we say. But the science is giving other answers. One of the answers that the science is giving, and it's already starting to get close to what we say, the Hebrew nation, is that the specialty, the special thing of the human being is that he can predict with his imagination the future. Okay? Again, that he can predict with his imagination the future. The animals can't. Because the human being have the possibility of using his imagination to predict the future, he can start to dream or to decide how he's going to build up his future. This is one of the answers. Okay, there are a few answers. One of them is this, and this is exactly what we're speaking about the dreams here. But we need to understand that this is already moving one step ahead than the reality of the world. Also on the physical side, I will give an example. There was a very famous author who wrote down a very famous book, 20,000 Mil Under the Water. Do you know this book? You've heard about this book? We all heard about this book. I don't know, by the way, if the young kids today will know about this book. Never mind, because they're not reading today. I don't know how exactly they're reading. Never mind. We all know this book, right? 20,000 Mil Under the Water. And what? Jules Verne, right. And because of this book, 10 years later, there was the first submarine in this world. Interesting. He had some sort of a vision, some sort of an idea, and because of that, that's what happened. Okay? I can give more examples about this issue. But about this, I will say imagination, and I will give another one that happened in the last, in the 70s of the last century. There was a very interesting series of films. It's called Star Wars. You all know the Star Wars? The Star Wars with the 3 trilogy of movies, with the good and bad, whatever it is, there. We all know those movies. And one of the things that he organized there, Steven Spielberg, his name, right? The person that created this trilogy, Steven Spielberg, he organized missiles that have a map in front of them, and they can, fly left, right to the targets. Thousands miles in front of them, the target, and they will fly exactly to the targets. They will navigate exactly to the targets. But they won't crash inside to the mountain or something. They'll go bypass the mountain, whatever it is. And after the people in the Pentagon saw this film, they created the Tomahawk. True story. Check this out. What I'm saying is that the idea that we have, I will call it, a vision, a dream, idea in front of us, it's something that can drive us to behave in a different way. Okay? If I will ask Helen, for example, that she is also dealing a bit with coaching, right, Helen? More or less? Not really? Okay, fair enough. Sorry. But if I will ask people that are dealing with coaching, this is what they'll explain to you that's happening. They helping people to find their dream and to bring it to reality. Now, what's happening? I will tell you, I'm saying this all the time, and I will say this again, it's a good example, okay? If one day you will go to sleep in the afternoon for half an hour, and you will wake up, and the sun will be on the earth, and up there at sky there will be something in green, okay? And the people around you will go with some sort of on their head, something very weird, and will jump and will say beep 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 beep, and you will ask yourself, where am I? How did I came here? When I'm going back home? Whatever it is, you have good questions, and they are good questions. Maybe I'm still asleep, No, I'm not asleep. Who kidnapped me? And those are good questions that we have. Now, this is what happened to us when we went up from our mother's womb. And we asked those questions. But until the time that we grew up and we managed to explain those questions in a clear way, we already got regular to this world. So we forgot those questions. And the main thing that we need to do in ourselves is to pull it up inside ourselves and to find. And again, those who are sitting here in those classes, those are people that those questions are bothering them. And I will give another example that people don't realize or don't recognize, okay? We say that we read the second sentence of the Bible. In the second sentence of the Bible, we have four hard things. And our sages are saying that those are the four kingdoms in this world that will be from the beginning of the world till the end of the Messiah will come. At the end, there will be only the Esav, what we call today the United Nations, okay, the Christians, and Rome, okay, the ancients Rome, and the Muslims and the Hebrew nation. Okay, what we have today, basically, mainly the three main things. But it starts from Babylon. I want to show you for a moment. Let's jump again to the chapters. Let's go to chapter 11, 10 maybe. Okay, I will start with 10. In 10, we have Noah have three sons, okay, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, okay, and we have here all the kids and the kids and the kids and the kids, and we have also Cush. Dan, I think that you can read now, right? Please read for a moment 8, 9, and 10, please. Dan?
Can you hear me okay?
Dan,
Okay,
let's move down. Please, Ken, yes,
8, 9, and 10. And
Yes.
Cush begot Nimrod and began to be a mighty man in the land. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Therefore it is said, like Nimrod, a mighty hunter before the Lord. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babylon and Erech and Akkad and Calneh in the land of Shinar.
So we're starting, the beginning is in Babylon. And what happened exactly in Babylon in the next chapter? We have the spread over of all of the people all over the world because they lost their one tongue or the one language that they had. So who is in the diaspora? The whole world. And when we say that the Hebrew nation is going out to the diaspora, is that the Hebrew nation is visiting the rest of the world in the diaspora. Because we got in heritage the Hebrew land from God. Abraham is getting it from God. And from time to time, we need to go outside to the diaspora, to the whole world, so they will recognize that these are the Hebrew people and the Bible and whatever it is. And this is a code for the people in this world. And then we're coming back to our homeland and we're managing to implement this to the whole world. And this is our dream. We'll call it a dream. And people are joining us. When people are joining us, we're managing to bring back the unity of this world. Where everything started in Babylon, they spread over. And it broke down. Let me show another thing. Dan, I'm sorry, we can't hear you fine. So again, Bart will read something, okay? With your permission. Just a moment. We have, what's his name? We have the last one is Shem, okay? The old son of Noah. And he, one of his kids, okay, is Eber, okay? The father of all people of the other side of the river, okay? Other side of the river is Eber. We will see it in a moment, okay? We can see it here. Shelach begot Eber. You see Eber? You see this? And now, it's very important to read, Brad, please read verse number 25.
To Eber were born two sons. One was named Peleg, because in his days the earth was divided, and the name of his brother was Yoktan.
So the word Peleg in Hebrew is division. Okay? So the reason why he called him Peleg, because in his days, there was the spread over of Babylon. Rashi is saying that he was a prophet. Okay, he is the father of Abraham, by the way. This is the destiny of Abraham. Let me show for a moment Rashi. Rashi is saying that he was a prophet. Okay. Nothing is bothering me. Just a moment. Here it is. Here it is. Was divided. Let me just a moment. It's enough to read it until here, please.
Those became confused, and they were scattered from the valley and were dispersed throughout the entire world. We learn that Abraham was a prophet since he named his son for a future event.
Okay? Never mind now. We can read the Rashi after that. The most important thing he used to say that as a prophet, he had a vision. His vision was, how can we bring back all those families to not to be spread over, but to become one unit? The prophecy, this is, I will say, the vision of the prophecy in this world. And this is what we say, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. O Israel, listen, we are one. Right? The prophet and the main, I will say, vision of the Hebrew people that came from Abel is the Hebrew people, okay, is how can we unite this world to be united as one family. Okay, few families. I'm not saying we're not supposed to become all of us the same family. This is the main difference between us and the Christian and the Muslims. Okay, we're not saying that everybody's supposed to become Jewish or Hebrew people, but we're saying that we can all live together if we are sharing the same codes. Okay, working together, one with each other, and understanding the uniqueness of each one of us, of each family, nation, whatever it is, and we're managing to get united around this one God and to come back to the unity of the Hebrew people, of the world, okay, before it got spread over in Babylon. So we all have the same vision at the end. And this is how we are managing in the hard days. And we need to not to forget those things in the days that it's managing, it's going good with us, that we're managing. Okay, in the days that we are managing to bring the dream to reality, we need to remember those things and not to forget God. I think it's enough for tonight. No, if you have questions, this is the time. If not, it's okay also. Dan, I don't know what happened today to your microphone, but it's very noisy.
Yeah, I had to do an update just before the class started, and it might be a conflict, but I don't have any time to test it once I go live. I either send out to the stream clearly, or you guys, and I don't know. I've not mastered Google Meets yet, so
okay,
I have to fiddle around with it.
Now we can't hear you. Fair enough. If there are not any more questions, we'll see. We'll meet one each other next week, and it's okay. It's okay. I hope I gave you answers about. And I also
Yes.
on the personal level, we will continue on also.
Excellent. Well, glad to hear the story of Joseph a little clearer. Excellent. Yeah, we all have a life to live, but are we living it with purpose and aiming somewhere and making steps towards that? I think that's what I've learned mostly from the Hebrew people is, every Rosh Hashanah, always try to refocus on where I came from the previous year and project where do I want to be in a year from now. And there were some years all I said was I want to get 400 broadcast streams out there, and it's gone down. But the point being, I think I've got about 2,200 or so out there I've been able to be a part of. And it's just so much in these classes that it takes, for me, sometimes days and weeks to digest. And then sometimes out of the blue, I'll remember a tidbit from a lesson, but it's very, very, very important stuff. And especially for those that want to make the world a better place and live a fulfilled life, it's enjoyable. And I'm sorry about the audio stream to the class, but I think it's fine going out. I'll have to check the replay, but I did have one glitch.
With us, it's horrible. I must say, I can hear that. When I hear that, it's really hard. I think that, but it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I will try my best.
Fair enough. Everything is fine.
I have to do next week.
You're doing more than 400 a year. It's really amazing.
There was some years I think I caught 500 one year.
Amazing.
But yeah, it's been 8 years almost, Rabbi, since we started streaming. So it's been a joy.
Unbelievable.
I'm praying for you and all Israel. So next week, are you aiming for one next week?
Yes. With the help of God, we'll do this also next week. Yes. We'll
Okay.
meet.
If somebody can get on with me 5 or 10 minutes before the class, and that way I can try and clear up any microphone issues being sent that way. Yeah, I'm running low on C drive space. I've got I've got 4 or 5 hard drives plugged into my computer, but my C drive is pretty full. But I get on there an hour and a half before every class, clean everything up, try to make sure everything's tested and checked and running, but I can't test it on the Google Meet. So anyways, it's just a glitch I got to overcome, and we'll get there, Hashem willing. So
we appreciate very much everything.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, Bart, for reading and filling in. Somebody's got to do it. It's great. So till next week, folks, we're going to sign out for today. Sorry for any glitching out there. Till next week, have a happy Hanukkah. Enjoy the rest of it. Bye for now.
Bye, everybody. Bye. Thank you.